Hey everybody, this is Craig from the Homeowner Show. So glad that you could be with us again for another episode of the Homeowner Show. We so appreciate you tuning in every single week to get more information on how to be a better homeowner. This week we're bringing you a special holiday edition of the Homeowner Show from a live event that we did here in the Houston, Texas area. We hope you enjoy. We're going to break this one up into two parts, and so we'll be back with you in 2 weeks with another great interview here on the Homeowner Show. Until then, enjoy the episode. Awesome. Bum, 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 bum. All right. We're probably going to get kicked off Facebook for using unlicensed music.
Probably.
Yeah.
We got to be careful about that.
Oh, good. Here's some Bon Jovi.
We'll probably wind up in Facebook jail if nothing else.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to go to virtual jail.
I've never been there, but what's interesting is once you get there, I think it's real easy to get back.
It's much less rapey.
Then what?
than actual jail.
Oh, that.
Not that I would know anything about that.
You act as if you've got some experience there.
I do.
Yeah.
Well, with jail, not prison.
Right.
It's a totally different ballgame.
Am I even on? Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, you're on.
I think it keeps going in and out, I thought. But I think we're good.
Yeah. I got you. Oh, look, I see us on the Facebook Lives.
Yeah? Is anybody watching us? That's the question.
We'll see.
So far, no.
We'll get it up and going here.
Yeah.
I'm going to share it out
I'm going to do that as well.
to all the things.
We're going to get going here in just a few minutes.
Hey guys, what's up? How y'all doing?
Good.
It's been a minute since we talked
I
on
know.
here.
You
Yeah,
might
it's
have
been too
inspected
long.
a house or two since then.
I have, and you know what was really cool is the last one that we did, I told anybody that needed, no matter where they were in the country, to reach out if they needed help. And we've actually been able to help several people in other states, actually, just by getting them connections to good inspectors. So
Hey,
that
there
was
you go.
kind of cool.
Yeah.
So y'all, you know.
It's like one in Florida.
One in Florida, and I have one in Colorado, one in Michigan or something like that.
Okay.
So that was cool. Yeah.
Nice.
I happen to know a lot of people.
And you're a little busy right now, I'd imagine.
I am slammed right now. It's great. You know,
So
the market's crazy.
How far out are you? I mean, like, are you just booking them day by day, or are you having to go like, look, I can't get to these 2 weeks?
It depends on the week, but
Yeah.
and if we get a cancellation, either financing falls through or something, but you can always call us. We've got a number of inspectors that we can get you to, and if we can't take care of you, I will find you an inspector that can take care of you. So, you know, we network. We don't believe in competing with each other. At least my little group doesn't. We try and complete you know, whatever the client needs. So, you know, if I'm not the best inspector for the job, say, you know, they've got something that's seriously electrically wrong, I have an inspector that is actually also a master electrician. So, you know, he might be a better fit for their particular inspection. So you do, you know, what suits the client the best is really what our goal is.
Nice.
Is there anything that's come up that's kind of weird since the freeze?
So when a property has a pipe bust, they do not have to disclose water damage like they would if it was flooded.
Oh.
Really?
Not in the same way. So they can say, well, a pipe busted, but they don't have to say my house flooded. But they should really be taken care of kind of in the same manner with remediation and making sure that those areas are treated for any kind of bacterial growth that might occur later. Or, you know, if, like, we had one the other day that had wood floors, and they're like, there's no water damage here. I'm like, man, every single plank of this floor is buckled.
Yeah.
So you had water at some point, so I'm just saying. But, yeah, so after the freeze, you know, they can say, yeah, pipe bust, but they're not really required to report a flooded-type property.
That's crazy.
So it's not handled in the same way it would be if it had been a flooded property with remediation certificates and things like that. So it is a little bit different. But, yeah, we've done a lot of damage inspections and stuff and, you know, trying to find where the leak is with infrared. And, you know, it's been fun. It's interesting.
Wow.
It's very interesting.
What? So, I don't understand. Why do they not have to do that then? I mean, like that seems, is that just like a weird loophole in the law, or
Yeah.
okay?
It basically boils down to the state of Texas.
Okay. So.
Which, while we have some amazing things in place here, we also have some very interesting
Yeah.
things in place here as well. So,
Well, I can imagine that's just going to be a really, really big deal for years to come here, where people may not sell their house now, but they've been living in it. Maybe they forget that they've had some damage or whatever, and never get it fixed. And
yep, and it likes to grow things because we have a very humid, hot environment, as you guys all know.
See you, Patrick.
So,
see you, dude.
It is what it is, but it's been interesting when people try and hide things that it's like, yeah, well, we can tell, though.
Yeah, okay,
I can see it.
So how does that change the inspector that I find? I mean, it's easy if you live in the Houston area, you call Rikki.
Well, yeah.
But if you don't live in Houston or you live somewhere else, I mean,
call Rikki and she'll find you one.
Okay, there you go.
I still can help you, I promise. I know inspectors literally all over the country.
You have a massive Facebook group of like.
I do. I have. We just hit over 2,000 followers this week, actually.
Yeah, nice.
Jim Greene from the Biohazard cleanup.
Is that this guy right here?
Yeah, the crime scene cowboy.
Okay.
So he does like cigarette cleanup. So if you got cigarette smoke or pet smells or somebody unfortunately passed away in the home, he does all that kind of icky, gross cleanup.
Does he want to come over here and?
Yeah, he's out here.
And
Jim,
I need to talk to that guy.
Say hi, Jim.
Yeah, we need it.
I actually did his daughter's house, and they had it's a brand new home and it had some massive framing issues. And so I had put up a video on my Pink Flamingo Inspections Facebook page, and Jim shared it. And for an inspection video, and I hate this word, but it kind of went viral. So we've had almost 12,000 views on just this one video about a brand new $300,000+ home that had framing that was literally built with scraps.
Whoa.
It is a wild video. If you go to the Facebook page, it's the first video when you hit my videos. It is mind-blowing.
It's on the Pink Flamingo page?
Yeah, on the Facebook page. It's Pink Flamingo Inspects, I think is what it is. But yeah, that was a wild inspection. Literally scraps were holding up the entire peak of the front of the roof.
Oh my goodness.
It was. And, if one nail doesn't work, 22 is gonna, right?
Yeah. Well, obviously.
Well, unless you don't nail them into anything.
Oh.
And they just go straight through the material.
Yeah.
So the real question is, did they buy the house?
My understanding is it's currently in a process that I am not allowed to speak about.
Oh, okay, yeah, there you go.
Oh, there's some litigation going on.
It sounds like that is probably going to be the situation, so I'm going to reserve my comments on the further progress of that situation at this time.
But that's the direction that goes, isn't it?
Well, if you can't put a bird's mouth cut into a rafter and set it on the top plate of a house, and you've got like a 3-inch gap, and it's every single one of the rafters, yeah, that's a problem. So.
And you ought not be doing that for anybody.
No, that should never happen.
Because I can just imagine, like right now in this market, it's like, yeah, they glued a bunch of Jenga pieces together to frame this thing up, but it's the only one available.
Yeah, and we're going to pay over asking to do it. That's the fun part. And materials are in such short supply right now.
They just don't want to pay for the wood.
Yeah,
that's right.
Materials,
but nails are cheap.
Nails are a lot cheaper than wood, and Lord help you if you need a piece of OSB right now.
Oh, my goodness. Good luck finding it when you do.
Yeah,
how much did Eric say it was up in Portland right now?
Like $53 a sheet.
So before COVID hit, a sheet of OSB was like $7.26.
Yeah.
It's now like $52.90-something. It's insane.
It's mostly glue.
Yeah, right. It's literally the offshoots of when they process 2x4s.
Yeah.
So it's literally scrap material that they've made into another material that they sell for a premium.
Have you seen that meme that's out there that said my wife told me to take her somewhere expensive?
Yeah, and he takes her to the hardware store.
Yeah, they're sitting in the lumber section with wine.
I like the hardware store anyway because I'm just that kind of girl. So that would be an ideal date. But not every chick likes that. So I'm just saying, maybe not do that if you want a good outcome. Okay, fellas.
Yeah. All right.
Unless your wife's a home inspector, and then she might like that.
All right. So we're up here. We got the crawfish going. You've been cooking crawfish since like yesterday, right?
The inspection company, Pink Flamingo, did sponsor the crawfish, and I just happened to know these guys at Texas Boil Team, and I invited them to come out and cook their crawfish because they only do private events.
Okay.
And their crawfish is amazing. So I've been cooking and cleaning and helping with crawfish for quite a minute now. Crawfish Nick's up on Lowetta is some of my friends, and so I've been helping them process crawfish coming in from Louisiana for a number of weeks now. So they helped us sponsor crawfish, and
nice.
So we have like 300 pounds of crawfish. Everybody needs to come eat some crawfish.
Yeah, and like you said, all the proceeds are going to...
If anybody donates anything to the crawfish, it's all going to Habitat for Humanity and Rescuing Angels Rescue, which I highly recommend if you don't even come out to please check out their information and donate.
Yeah.
Habitat for Humanity obviously benefits anyone in our community because it provides sound housing for, lower income families, and a lot of single parents depend on some of those communities to be able to afford their home and make an investment that actually is going to be worth their time in the long run, and they're not just spending money on rent. They're actually going to own their home. And the great thing about Habitat for Humanity is you actually have to serve a certain number of hours of working on the home. So they learn skills and they learn about the process of building their home and taking care of their home once they're in their home. So we're really big into Habitat for Humanity. I've actually worked on a couple of the neighborhoods off Aldine Westfield. It's really cool. I love going because a lot of times it's retired tradesmen, and so they teach you so many skills that just aren't your average information. And then Rescuing Angels Rescue is particularly special for me because if any of you know me, you know about my little chihuahua that I found on an inspection named Baba Yaga. And she was like less than 4 pounds, had no hair. She just looked like a mess. She looked like a little chupacabra. We didn't know what she was. And this rescue, because I didn't intend to keep her, helped us vet her and get her healthy, and they asked us to foster her in the meantime because they didn't have any fosters, and I, Rikki Neel, am a foster failure. Baba Yaga still lives with us.
Oh, man.
She's been with us over 2 years. She is such a joy and a love, but
still
I really
looking for
think...
a home?
If you can pry her away from her daddy, you let me know, okay? Her and my husband are real tight. But Lori Haney over at Rescuing Angels Rescue helped us out and helped us save this little dog's life. And she transports anywhere from 100 to 150, 160 dogs a year all over the country to try and find them homes and make sure they're cared for and vetted and loved. And so both of those causes are really close to me and Freddie's heart, and so that's why we were doing this event, and we're going to do another one in the fall. We're going to try and do a happy house haunted home and try and teach people about the process of buying an actual home, from credit score all the way through to maintenance and air conditioning maintenance and plumbing maintenance and just your normal stuff, that not everybody is either taught or knows about, because, not everybody's into doing small maintenance things.
Someone starts somewhere.
You have
everybody.
to be. Everybody starts somewhere, and
it could be your first home.
Yeah, and it could be your 30th home, and
Absolutely.
It's just not something you know.
Yeah.
So and if you're going to be an investor, it's really great because then you'll learn how to take care of your investment properties yourself and not spend so much money.
Right.
But yeah, so it's been really great. And
not only that, I mean, you come out to an event like this, you're going to meet a lot of those people that are going to help you, like, actually get your house in order.
Absolutely. And that's, like Jim doing, if you buy a house where, somebody smoked in it for 30 years, and that leaves a smell.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's hard to get rid of that smell. And, Jim can get rid of that smell. And then we have a bunch of agents here and mortgage brokers and investors. And
there's that roofer guy right there.
And there's a roofer guy. Connor Mack for the win.
It's the only shady. No, never mind.
I literally have him programmed in my phone as Connor Mack for the win, and I love it when he calls me and I'm in my truck because she says Connor Mack for the win.
Nice.
But yeah, Connor's great. He helps me a lot on inspections, especially roofs that are extremely tall or extremely high pitch. So if I got a 10 and 12, I just call Connor because he's got the cougar paws, and I don't have to spend $700 on a pair of shoes. He's already spent $700 on a pair of shoes.
That's right. Make him go up there.
It's him that's falling off, not me.
That's right.
I'm not afraid of heights, but I am afraid of gravity. That's
Every
a
time.
law, and she's not playing.
So who should we bring up next?
Let's see. Have you talked to Jim yet?
We have not talked to Jim.
Hey, Jim.
I don't think we've ever met Jim.
Come
We've never
on.
met Jim.
Come talk about that decontamination, cowboy.
When I pulled up in the parking lot, Kev, I saw that truck, and I was like, I really hope this guy's here.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding.
It was actually this guy's daughter's house that is that framing video that you see on my Facebook page.
Yes.
Okay. Which we can't ask questions about.
Right.
You can't ask her questions. You can ask me.
I can ask.
you want,
Okay.
Because I will blast the hell out of that company.
No,
So.
no.
There you go.
Do not buy a Coventry home.
Oh.
Okay.
What? So she didn't buy it.
She did buy it.
Oh, she did buy it.
She did buy it because it's still worth about $50,000 more than what she closed on.
Okay.
So
Wow.
they tried to get her not to buy the house because they could have sold it for another 50 or 60 more than what she bought it for.
Good grief.
So
Wow.
All right. So
Speak into the mic there.
So she was.
There we go.
Ricky was telling us a little bit about what you do. I want to hear it in your words. Like
Yeah.
what? Because she was telling us some of it was a little scary.
yeah, some of it can be. So in a nutshell, I'm the stinky house guy. Cigarettes, cigars, cats, curries, cadavers, whatever. It doesn't really matter. If it stinks, we fix it.
Okay.
So, but aside from that, we also do the things that most people don't want to do or unwilling to do or unqualified to do. We do biohazardous cleanup. We do crime scene cleanup. We do a lot of unattended death cleanups and hoarding houses.
Okay.
So we really do the nasty stuff. So we're biohazardous cleaners.
Yeah.
Is really what we are.
So nasty.
Dead animals.
And like, can you actually go find them? Like if like in a wall?
Yes.
Do you have a way to locate them?
Yes,
or?
I do. Yeah. Yeah. We use an infrared camera for that.
Okay.
Yeah. It doesn't always work.
Because
So-
sometimes they're cold.
Yeah. Sometimes they're cold, or sometimes the house is well insulated.
Yeah.
And they're harder to find, and so. In those cases, it can be very costly to find those animals. So
like before you can get there, because I imagine sometimes people call you like, look, there's this god awful smell in my house, and you're like, listen, I can't get there till Tuesday. In the meantime, why don't you do this? What do you typically tell them?
we typically tell them we'll be there in a couple hours.
Okay.
We're a 24/7 company.
Okay.
So we have a pretty fast response time.
Yeah.
Well, you almost need to in order to make sure that it doesn't go cold, right?
That really is kind of the thing. Besides the fact that by the time you start to smell it, especially if it's in an attic or in a wall, by the time they start to smelling it, it's pretty well decomposed.
Right.
And depending on the size of it is going to depend on how long that smell is going to linger. So if it's just a mouse and it's winter, you may never smell anything at all.
Yeah.
But if it's a rat and it's summer, you're going to start to smell it, and you're going to have to figure out where it's at. And we had one actually last winter that we did. It was 2 dead possums.
Oh.
And one of them had to have been close to 27 pounds. I mean,
oh
this thing,
my goodness!
It was like this.
It's like a raccoon. Are you sure it wasn't a raccoon?
It was not a raccoon. That's what I
Wow.
thought at first. I thought it was a raccoon, but it was a huge possum.
Ah.
And it was a $1 million listing.
Oh.
And what's worse is this. When we finally did find it, it was 100 feet from the front door. In the master bedroom, but as soon as you open the front door, it just knocks you over.
Ooh.
So, and it took us 3 days. There were 2 of them because we found the first one and thought, okay, we're good. So we did our treatment to get the smell out of the house, but then the smell came back right away. So we knew there was at least one more dead animal in there. So it took us actually 6 days to find all the dead animals in this place and get them out.
Wow.
And
See, you could be a really good resource for Craig here, who does pest control, because a lot of times I would expect that a lot of people don't know who to search for whenever they're looking for someone to do biohazard cleanup. They're probably not looking for that on Google, right?
Well, and most people don't know that they want somebody like that. They think, oh, I got a dead animal to deal with. I just call a pest control company.
Right.
Most pest control companies though, they don't want to come and get your dead animal either.
Not really. We
Right.
will. We just,
they'd really rather keep them out of your house,
Yeah.
which is really kind of the whole point of pest control. So I work with a lot of pest control companies, at least in Cypress and Katy area.
Okay.
And then I work with a lot of animal control companies as well. Because I've got one guy in particular. He owns a company that deals with wildlife. But anytime he only deals with the living. If it's dead, he calls me. And so we also do a lot of attic decontaminations from rodent infestations.
Yep.
We did one, in fact, 2 weeks ago, and it always happens on a Friday night at 6:30 when
Of
I'm
course.
getting ready to take
Yeah.
my wife out for dinner. I get a call, and our house smells so bad we can't even go in, and so we go in, and of course, and by the way, I love getting those calls at 6:30 on Friday night when I'm getting ready for a date, because I charge $450 an hour for that.
Oh, wow.
So please
Call
call
me.
me
Yeah.
on Friday night.
That's right.
My margaritas are on you.
That's right.
That's right.
But,
That place is open late.
Yeah, so we got up there. We found the rodent hanging out above the master bedroom, but there was not a single square inch of this attic that was not there. I mean, literally, if you did a per inch count, there was at least 10 feces per square inch
Oh, my
in this
goodness.
entire attic.
They'd had a problem for a while.
Yeah, they had a problem. So we went in, and it took us an entire day, of literally 42 man-hours to clean out and disinfect that attic.
Did you have to remove like all the insulation? And
Yeah, every square inch of it.
Yeah.
In that case, when it's that far gone, it all has to come out.
Yeah.
There are cases that we can go in where if it's a recent infestation, or if it's not so bad, we can just go in. We can, do HEPA vacuum the stuff up, and then decontaminate the entire attic. But this was a thing where the entire attic had to be just completely gutted. It was so
And
far
that's a
gone.
costly problem.
So like, after you're done with that, like unless we're like revealing some industry secret, like what's the process to get the air clean, to get the surfaces clean so it doesn't smell, so that you're breathing? Because I mean, like that's an air quality problem.
It is an air quality problem, and her children were suffering from allergy issues in that particular case. So we have a product that we use in the attic first, and that's made by Neosan. You have to be qualified to use the product. It's stupid expensive. I charge $480 a gallon for this stuff.
Wow.
But there is no biological substance known to be harmful to man that this doesn't kill. So it kills every disease. It kills every virus. It kills every mold. It kills every fungus. If it is biologically harmful to humans, this kills it instantly.
Wow.
And once it's applied to any wood surfaces, that wood becomes antifungal for life, and it's guaranteed for that.
Wow.
So when we do apply this stuff in an attic, we fog out the entire attic and apply it to every single member that's exposed. And then not only have we decontaminated the place, but I actually give them a certificate that says that attic's going to be mold-free for life. So that's how good that stuff works.
Yeah.
So, and we use that same product for crime scene cleanup, for blood, for bodily fluids, anything.
Does it actually remove them, or just like
It turns them into nothing.
wow.
It literally turns them into nothing.
So you can get up blood and things like that?
Yeah. So we used to have to use 2 or 3 different products for cleaning up blood. First, we'd have to use an enzyme to break down the blood and kill all the proteins in it, and then we use a disinfectant after that, and then a second disinfectant. With this, it's one shot. We just put the same product on it, and it gets rid of all that stuff. So,
Man, that's crazy.
That is crazy.
We probably need to actually bring you in the studio to do like a deep dive on some of this kind of
I'd
stuff.
love to do that. I love talking about this stuff.
No, man,
so.
we could talk for hours about this for sure. Yeah.
So we work. Yeah, I get calls from pest control companies all the time, and it's because even a lot of pest control companies, they don't want to deal with some of the stuff that I deal with because quite frankly, what we do is hazardous, especially when you're dealing with rodent waste. There's things like hantavirus, and it's mostly known to be in raccoon feces, but the CDC considers it to pretty much be or can be in all rodent feces.
Okay.
And so once that rodent feces dries, it can become airborne, and you breathe that in. And hantavirus is basically it's kind of like hepatitis.
Okay.
You're not sick every day, but 2 or 3 times a year you're going to be sick, and you're going to be down for a week or 2 at a time. So it's you don't want to be breathing that stuff in, as well as all the allergies and issues that it can cause. So once we get done with those decontaminations, we do that stuff in the attic. Then we do a clean air treatment in the house to treat the entire house and make certain that everything is sanitized, and it sanitizes every surface and all the air in the house. And generally, depending on the air quality of where you're at and how often you have your doors open, these treatments can last for up to a year.
That's amazing.
So.
Hey,
Yeah.
Great.
I mean, $480 a gallon. I mean, like how many gallons does it take to treat a typical?
Generally, it's about we generally do about 2 gallons in the attic.
Okay.
You
use
depending
like a
on the
fogger
size.
kind of? Okay.
Yeah, we do an ultra low volume fogger. So what we specifically make certain that we wet all the lumber with it.
Yeah.
And then we fog out the entire place, so you can't see from one end to the other.
All right.
So anything living in there at that point becomes toast.
That's awesome. I know we got to move on to some other, but let everybody, if you have a website or a phone number, be sure and share it with everybody so they can get a hold of you.
So for Greene Air Technology, you can reach us at 346-254-9217, and you can find us at greeneairtech.com, and that's GREENE airtech.com. And then our 24/7 biohazardous and crime scene cleanup company, that's Houston Clean Response, and you can reach us at 713-303-9393 and HoustonCleanResponse.com.
Dude, thank you so much for sitting
Thank
down.
you.
It's really good to meet you. We're gonna be reaching out to.
Give me a call, man. I'd love to get in the studio, man.
Who do you think we ought to bring up next? You know anybody that's?
I think that
Christy, do you want to?
I think you might want to talk about mortgages.
Yeah. Who you got?
You want to come up here, Joel? There you go. All